Continuing on, guys, we have chipped up in the deep stack top right. And what else is going on? I think that's all that's really happened. Nothing too epic. Just had a really weird hand. Actually, it was borderline epic, I guess. We had Queen 9. And bottom left here, I guess I'm just going to get this in right. Up and down. Actually, what's the blinds? 50? No, I'm going to fold it. Yeah, so there's a limp and I called, and then we get this raise from this big stack, so I called because we're both really deep. I've got Queen 9 suited. Flop a gutser, backdoor flush, and we get min bet into. So I decided just to call, and then the big stack calls as well, which is good. And then it goes donk bet again turn. But, you know, we're still getting... I presume at this point a jack non-heart gives us the nuts, but, you know, they might not have hearts anyway. So, and a queen's probably good. And maybe a 9 is good as well. And so I decided to call, getting 7-1 and very little chance that we get raised behind. And still maybe if there's like... If it had been like the king of hearts, like maybe or like ace of hearts, maybe I would bluff that, I guess. But he checked river on the ace. It's a pretty good bluff card, but he's a pretty huge fish. I don't think he's going to fold a 10 unless we just like rip it all in. Maybe we could have ripped it all in, I guess, and try and fold out a 10 or an 8, or maybe he's got like 6s or 7s. Maybe the play was just to rip it. But I also started thinking, like, maybe we have some, like, what does he limp call with? Lead small. I started thinking, actually, maybe sometimes we have the best hand. Like, he could have 7-9, Jack 9, Jack 7, maybe the odd 6-7, which had a straight draw gut shot, then turned 2 bellies, double belly. He could once in a while have hearts as well, although he could have, like, king 9 of hearts or something. But all in all, I decided just to check it. And he actually did have one of those combos. He had Jack 7, so Queen High was good. And I bet you the guy here was kicking himself for folding, but that's what happens sometimes. We just flopped 2 pair in the big 27. Love 2 pair. I guess I'm just gonna... are we just gonna shove? Yeah, I don't think he's gonna fold any pair if we shove. Not with a flush draw there and we're big blind. He's got the ace king. Fade. Fador. Oh my god. Don't punish. Make it stop, please. Just make it stop. One time, one day. Let the run end. It's just, they just punish us, don't they? It's relentless. It's just relentless. It's just every hand, every time. Having said that, we have a pretty good hand here. I think this guy's a bit of a fish, so I might actually just go almost pot. Wow, we have quads? Any chance that he has a pair? I think he's just low drawing. Oh. I wonder if we can have a check, try and induce a bluff. I guess I'm folding ace 5, yeah. Wow, that's a nice flop for Jack Queen with the Queen Hearts. Having said that, this guy should be pretty strong. Oh, no, actually it's a fish, so maybe not. I was going to say, like, he's raising off a really short stack, so maybe he's got a good hand, but cancel that because he's a fish, so he's probably just raising his range, even though he's short. Ooh, not the card we wanted. But we still have, I presume, pretty good equity against his range. Oh my god, we just flopped trip 6s. Come on, no flushes. Just don't punish us. Just don't punish the aces up this one time. You know, just let the. This is our fishy friend. I think we just have to start raising just because we're like so deep. We want to try and get all the beans in. Just gonna start raising here, and I think I'm just gonna call here actually, and then just decide on the river. I don't think he's going to bluff. I don't feel like he's going to bluff this spot too much, to be honest. Ace 5, yeah. That's really annoying the way he got there. A little bit surprised he didn't bet river, I guess. Well, actually, I'm really surprised. Let's jam this one. I mean, I can kind of get it. I guess he's just scared of the hearts. But, I mean, we virtually never have a better ace. Could hero... Well, we don't really call turn with 9s. Maybe with a combo draw, I guess, like queen 9 with the queen of hearts. I mean, we look just like really jack X heavy, but... Damn, did this just go jam on us? Damn it. Tried to isolate the fish and we got jammed on by a couple of ace queens. So the old turn overbet over here. I didn't even realize I donked this board. Thought it was c-betting. I don't mind the line though. Overpot turn. He folds. Happens about 2 or 3 times a session, I think. Maybe twice. Actually, no, it probably doesn't happen that often. Once a session. Feels like a lot just because it happens. Let's say once a session I'm big blind. And I think that I have initiative because I have a good hand that I would open with from early. Like ace-x suited or something. And so I just bet thinking I'm c-betting. It's a pretty bad habit. I've got to get rid of that. It's okay when it works though, like that. Actually not a bad line with that particular hand to do it. It's actually pretty good. If you were going to do it, that's actually probably the perfect spot to do it. But I think I would have normally have just check raised flop and then barrel turn. If they still have jammy stacks, which is kind of annoying. I don't want any jammy stacks there, you know. I want to be able to see flops against the fish. I want to be able to raise and not get jammed on. This guy just shoves M8. What did you do that with? Like ace queen or like 7s or something? Good spot. It's a really good spot to just call here actually. Come on, fish. Get in there. Come on. Yeah. Oh, this is a great spot now. We're getting like 20 billion to 1. Literally. No, we're not getting 20 billion. We're getting 24 to 1 or something. 24 to 1 with 9s. Like that is juicy. 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 And 9 ball. Beep. Oh. I bet you he bets the minimum. Watch this. He's going to bet like 1600. Or he checks. I think we can actually bet when he checks. Get a little bit of Val. I kind of want to go for another street of value. Do you think he calls ace king high? You know what? I damn see. Hell with it. Let's value bet. Good value there. Got some good value out of the fish. Just calling with ace king or ace queen, I guess. Ace king, yeah. He's got ace king. Sizing on the river was pretty important. I think just that size we bet is okay. Definitely don't want to go too big. It's pretty hard for him to call too big. Might bring that in the middle actually, because we're 2 of 40, so getting kind of deep. It's kind of a pretty good card bottom right for this guy to bluff on. So I think I'm going to call again and then decide river. I guess I'm just going to fold now. It's a bit annoying. I mean, he was UTG. It did kind of feel like he had ace king for some reason, but it was kind of not big. But the half pot river bet was a little bit. I was a little bit suspicious of it. Spidey senses were tingling a bit. I just don't know how hard he's going to go for value when we look like we're so like capped. You know, we look so weak. So half pot. If he's got a king jack, or if he's hit the queen, or he's got king jack, or something like that. Like, it seems kind of ambitious to get a half river pot bet. I think that's how these players normally think, so kind of felt like he was betting just enough to get us to fold the sort of hand we had, or yeah, tens, nines, ace eight, 8, 9, sevens, stuff like that. That might get to the river, call flop and turn. And yeah, it's kind of close though, I guess. I guess we could have some. Excuse me. I guess we could have jacks and queens sometimes there, or even aces and kings, and just flat UTG. I don't 3-bet against UTG that often, so definitely sometimes just flat with those hands. We could have ace jack, I guess. We could have jack X of clubs. We could have some sets. Just trying to think of our range on the turn there, how weak it is. If it's, I mean, the turn, I think tens calling turns pretty mandatory, and then river is like, yeah, I could probably fold. We could have jacks or queen. Could we have queens? We could have queens. Could have a queen X or jack X of clubs. We can call with those aces when we trapped sets. Yeah, I think it's okay. Tens is a fold. And I think jacks, jack X plus probably a call. Just don't want his river barrels to be too profitable. It's just making sure we have a range that we can kind of defend that. Making sure that the tens is not actually a call. I don't think it is. I think calling tens would be a little bit loose. I think we'd be overcalling and he'd be getting too much value from us. This guy could actually be trapping here with aces, I guess, but I'm going to bet. Try and find out. I don't think he would check raise ace king. I mean, I would expect him to just check call with it. Be really surprised. So I think if he check raises, I'm just going to fold. But I like this bet though, like just because it gives us a little bit of protection. It looks like we have the best hand, and sometimes he might just fold. If he just folds, like it's just such a huge, good result for us. It's a little bit suspicious the way he's like tanking like that. It's almost like he's pretending to be weak if he check calls. But maybe not, because he's really overdoing it if he has. Like he's in a time bank. If he's sitting there with like, he does fold, so it's a really good result for threes. Maybe he just thinks we wouldn't bluff that sizing, and so just decides to fold. Which is probably true. I wouldn't fire as a bluff with that sizing very often. What have we got? Like a 4-6-2. I think I'm just going to fold the pot. Especially against that guy, he's pretty bad. I think we can find a better spot. We get jammed on here by the... Are you serious? Come on, king. Ace? My god, queen 5. We can't even beat queen 5 with ace queen. That is how that's how good we run. Oh my god. Make it stop one day, please. 3x and small. I guess I'll fold it. We're pretty short. Wow, trips. And he jams. I guess I'm just gonna click it. Actually had the backdoor nut low as well. Maybe could have called with the backdoor nut low, I guess. But no, actually, no. I think our play's okay. Just check. I just called bottom left. We get a little bit owned when we do this, but didn't really feel like jamming it. I don't want to be here for too many rebuys. I don't want to just start throwing chips everywhere and be in for 20 billion rebuys by the time we get to normal play. And I feel like we didn't have much fold equity. And our hand was medium against the early position open, I think. Not sure how often that play opens. They are a fish though, so they might call really wide, which is incentivizes us to jam, I guess. Ace 2 6 10 over pot. I think I'm just going to fold to over pot. We have a pretty marginal spot there. We have like a kind of weak low draw and a weak, very weak high hand. I think our equity is not very good in that situation. Is it bubble? Yeah, it is. I think I'll raise his hand in the bubble. There's a big stack. Get pretty good leverage against these guys. He just calls, so it's probably a hand he doesn't quite want to commit in the bubble with, I guess, like an ace jack, ace queen, maybe even like nines or something. We flip a pair. It's a pretty good board for us. I'm just going to bet to protect. He's probably going to just fold high cards a lot. If he's got eights, you know, sixes, he might float one. He just folds. It's actually a pretty good flop because nines is probably a hand he plays that way. So once the 9 comes, it doesn't. It's less likely he has 9s, and 10s plus he might 3-bet with pre. So I'm only really worried about 8s. There's only like a few combos of 9s, one combo of 7s. Obviously there's 6 combos of 8s, but which beat us. But we might be able to bluff hands like that out anyway. And 6s we beat. If he's really, really careful against once in a while, he's just flattered with like jacks and that. But normally, I think when he's got that sort of M9 stack, he would probably just jam pre, I guess. But because it's bubble, maybe he would be a little bit careful. So it's still bubble and the fish limps, which is good because I don't think it's going to get jammed too often. So we're going to hopefully get to see a flop with queen 8 suited against the fish, which is great. It's a really good result. Flop 2 pair, even better. I don't think he has anything very often on this board when he bets his size in quickly, like just bets out a min bet. But having said that, like there's just too much value to be got, so I'm just gonna raise and just hope that he just can't fold, you know. I mean, we do have a little bit of history now too, I guess. We did win with queen high before. That might play a role, and wow. I guess I'm just gonna like shove and hope he's got a queen and calls, I guess. Can't really see anything that beats us unless he's got like 4-6 of clubs or something. I guess he just had a flush draw because he folded so quick on the river. So we've got good value there. And we're 2 of 36 still. Don't mind a 3-bet here, actually. Wow. I think I will try to get... it was checked on the flop, right? Yeah, I will bet. You just got to be a little bit careful on these spots because you're not as big a favorite as you think you are. Yeah, I kind of want a 3-bet here because it's a bubble. I think I will. He's been a little bit tight, but I think I'll go for it. He just folds. It's good. He's got just enough chips, that guy, that it seems like he might open a little bit wide. He knows he gets good leverage against the shorts. It's a bubble. Once he sees 10k pop out, it's pretty hard for him to continue. Nobody likes bubbling. Got the nuts down bottom right here. With a flush draw. I'm pretty greedy about it. Got the flush draw as well. I got this guy marked in purple, my fish color, so I'll just bet like on the larger side, I guess. We could almost jam, but I think it's overkill. I think he can fold like ace rag if we jam. I'm just going to bet where he's probably going to call with 2 pair or maybe a decent ace. He just snap folds. Wow, maybe he actually had a worse flush draw. That'd be pretty crazy. Just drawing dead the whole way. Virtually. I guess I'm just going to bet here just to prevent us from capping our ranges. We've still got a really strong range advantage here. We can get hands like 6x and 5x and 7s and stuff to fold 4s if we apply a little bit of pressure. But having said that, he smacks us in the face. So I just think I'm just going to fold because we only really beat... we only really beat 7, 8 and 3, 4 and the odd crazy spaz, but... And he could have us in bad shape. Like once in a while he's got like king 5 or ace 4 or something where he's got us like down to a few outs. It's kind of annoying. Which is a pretty dry board. I don't mind betting it. I think if he calls and the turn's a queen or a 10, obviously an ace or a king. Maybe even a 9 or something, I might just bet again. Just try and fold out those 4 and 5 X's. And especially if he doesn't jam flop. A lot of these guys don't have the patience to check call flop with jack there. They just shove it because he's pretty shallow. So his range would look pretty weak. Feels like we're playing with PokerStars Pro K. Ichinose every day at the moment. Seems to be on our table every day. Yeah, 2, 3, 6, 8, and we get this flop. I'm just going to fold. Wow, pretty good flop for king 5. So we've got an ace-barrel of 3. I'm just going to go for 2 barrels. So bet 5 and he calls, and then we just shove turn. I think is good. There'll be like, sorry, there's 2 guys in there. Will be 20, 22 in there on the turn. 22 in there on the turn, and we'll have 2400 left. So a pot size shove on the turn. He just shoves it in, so I'm going to call, and hopefully we don't see... Hopefully we see like 9, 10 or like queen 10 of hearts, which would be perfect, and not the ace high flush draw. I think he's just going to have like 8, 9 a lot as well. Can we get a king? We can't get a king. That's disappointing. No heart, no king, no backdoor straight. We seem to be getting punished by the deck pretty badly. I'm really surprised he has ace-8 off there. I mean, that's part of the reason why I opened king-5 suited, is just because these guys are like just do pretty bad things, I think. I mean, he got it in, was pretty much a 50-50. You can't blame the guy for getting it in, but like, I just have no idea how someone calls a UTG semi-shallow raise, well, somewhat shallow raise from against early position with ace-8 off. Like, it's pretty epic. That might mean that maybe my king-5 suited is a little bit loose, you know, because they're calling so wide. They might call with king-9, king-10, king-jack, a lot of stuff that we're not doing very well against. I think I might just click this guy, and if he shoves, fold. Wow, he just calls. I think once it just calls, we have to shove now because we've got overs with a gutter. I feel like he's just got like ace-6. I hope he doesn't call with that. That would be pretty gross. He does fold. That's good. I think in that spot, like when we min, it only has to work like 40% of the time to be profitable. And I just think so often he's just got ace-X or just king-X, just crap that he just has to fold. I mean, not crap, but, you know, just stuff that he can't continue with on that board. That's probably a bit deep for us. This is still bound, Bublé. It is still the Michael Bublé. That is a hell of a Bublé. It's a very long bubble. I won't go as far as to say it's the longest bubble I've ever seen, but it is a hell of a bubble. Still going with 36 left. 35 getting paid, so we best take advantage of it. But yeah, the king X suited, it's a little bit loose, but I mean, these guys just play so epically bad that I don't think it can ever be that bad. Just gonna make so many mistakes post. Any jacks? Nope. Rebuy central down here. We're up to 2 rebuys. Hopefully that's the end of it. I just don't like rebuying in rebuy tournaments. Just eats into your tournament EV too much. I think I will raise since it's still bubble here. I think just minning is fine. We're still in this. I guess I'll just get all in with Jack 2. Get all in with Jack 2 for 1 big blind on the button. Seems pretty standard. And see if we can get back to 3 or 4 big blinds. I guess once this guy checks again and we have a gutser, we can probably just pot. Try and fold out like 9s and jacks. Feels like once he calls turn, he's not really folding, so I think I'm actually going to give up here. Wow, he just called with a 6. We actually had good equity against that hand too. I was right about him not folding. I think I thought he raised and we called in position. No, maybe he was big blind, which means his call is like even worse. So we get called by the fish. I think I'm just going to bet really small here. I think he can just have like 4s and stuff like that. If he does have a hand like that, he probably just folds. Once he calls, he's probably going to have a fair bit of like ace-X and king-X. So I'm just going to check. Do we beat anything? Do we chop? If he's got 6, 7 of clubs, we chop. I'm just going to... I'm just going to shove here, actually. Please call. We're free rolling. Oh, come on. Oh, that's so sick. We're free rolling. Any repeat and we win. We're chopping, but if it's a repeat, we win. It's so funny. I guess I will raise again because it's bubble. And I don't like it, but I think we just have to jam 7s. See if we can win a flip. Oh my god, he's got queens. I don't think we're going to be able to beat queens, to be honest. We're not running that good. That would be running pretty good. We can't even win when we have them dominated, so I don't know. I don't know how we're going to win with an underpair. Interesting one here with the ace-10 hearts. I guess I'm just going to fire, even though we are multi-way. I don't want to go too big because I want to leave myself room on later streets. Just going to bet half pot and probably barrel on any 9, queen, king. Aces and hearts are obviously going to be value bets. Maybe check on a 10. I think a card like a king would be good because we might be able to fold out 8x and also jack x with some barrels. There is the king. So now I'm going to bet 6. I'm going to bet like 689, 691. And then shove the river if he calls. Well, we get there, so... I think I will just do it anyway, to be honest. I was thinking about just betting like half pot. Just because it's really hard for him to now call down with like... It's like jack x. But some jack x's are 2 pairs and stuff as well. I don't know. I think it's okay. It's funny to having a range that you want to... Like, that's just so bluff heavy on the river that we're just shoving when we miss and then betting half pot, having different bet sizes for value and bluffs. But just thinking about it exploitively, like it's just really hard for him to call down with the sort of hand he has if we jam river. It's just so hard for him to call. At the same time, the heart is such a bad card for him as well because if we didn't already have like aces or ace king or something or trips, like we could have a flush. So I think from an exploitative point of view, you could make an argument for just doing that and just purely exploiting the fact that he's not going to be calling enough when you jam and probably he's folding too much when you just shove when you have the nuts. So you could probably just exploitively change your bet sizes and that would be fine in MTTs. And so that's it for this level, guys. Thanks for tuning in again. This has been Acesup for Poker Nerve, and I will be back with more action shortly.